Alright, E3 is almost here, so I thought it's a good time to make some bold predictions for the show. Not only that, but I'm also going to be reviewing last year's show and see how the promises stack up essentially, and then use that information to essentially make those predictions based on that from last year's show. As a side note, I will not be covering the AMD PC show, the Square Enix one, and Nintendo because I don't care about the PC side. That's not in my bubble of reference and knowledge at this current moment. And Nintendo and Square Enix are not having a show this year, so what's the point in predicting stuff that's not going to even be there? So with that said, let's get right to it.
Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to Bethesda's first ever E3 showcase.
First we have Bethesda. Now there's nothing too crazy to discuss about them. They only had a handful of games and they never overpromised anything. Doom and Fallout 4 launched on time and to good success. Dishonored 2 had a teaser last year and was dated back in May for November 11th. The only thing missing from the show last year is Battlecry. There's been not a peep since, even on the beta, so all signs point to troublesome. As for predictions, rumors have been going around that the next Elder Scrolls is going to be called Redguard. While that may be true, it probably won't be at Bethesda's showcase from a simple mathematical standpoint. Fallout 3 was 2008, Skyrim was 2011, and Fallout 4 was 2015. It'll probably be unveiled next year and released in 2018. What will show, however, is an enhanced edition of Skyrim. As for other games, it's high time The Evil Within rears its gruesome head again. Despite what a lot of critics thought, I love that game. A sequel or even another game from Shinji Mikami is sure to make an appearance. Along with this, Dishonored 2 is probably going to get a big stage demo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Xbox E3 2015 briefing.
Microsoft had a pretty outstanding show last year. There are a lot of missing projects compared to Bethesda, so let's kick it off with the sad news. Despite promising Fable Legends for 2015 last year, it was pushed back in 2016, followed by the game's cancellation and the developer, Lionhead, shutting down as well. Next there's Recore, the game being helmed by Keiji Inafune and former Metroid Prime developers. There's also Rare's new game, Sea of Thieves, which was only teased in a trailer, but with a HoloLens Minecraft demo. What will we see of that this year? Plus there's Gears of War 4. As for third party, there's plenty of missing from the show, including Gigantic, Ion, Cuphead, Below, and Behemoth's Game 4. Now for predictions, the show will probably open with the unveiling of their enhanced Xbox One, codenamed Scorpio. In terms of other hardware, HoloLens will probably be demoed on stage again, followed by the introduction of Minecraft 2, with a tentative date for both projects this fall. Crackdown is supposed to launch this year, so that'll probably be demoed along with Gears of War 4, Recore, and Sea of Thieves. There was a leak this week that Dead Rising 4 is in the works, so they'll probably just get a trailer and a date probably for 2017. Their biggest surprise, speaking of leaks, will involve Rare again, as rumors point to them working on another title aside from Sea of Thieves. This will be a new Banjo-Kazooie.
Welcome everyone to our show here at the Shrine Expo Hall in Los Angeles.
EA had a very mixed showing last year. There were a lot of great looking games, followed by a really long and seemingly never ending segment on sports. In terms of their missing projects, like Bethesda, both games launched within 2015 to present. Mass Effect Andromeda is pretty much the only thing absent. On that note, Mass Effect Andromeda is probably going to be demoed on stage along with Battlefield 1. Star Wars will have some presence, probably in the form of a new Battlefront expansion, and hopefully we'll see Amy Hennig's Star Wars game. There will probably be a small game in the same vein as Unravel as well. This last one is more of a wish, more than a prediction, but please EA, make an HD collection of the first two Battlefront games. I am pleading with you.
Please welcome the guy with all the surprises, Ubisoft CEO, Yves Guillemot.
Ubisoft, like Bethesda, had a pretty clean showing last year. The missing links from Ubisoft are South Park: The Fractured But Whole, For Honor, and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. That's about it. As for predictions, all three of those games will be showcased and dated for this year. Bets go on South Park being delayed though at some time this year as a kind of a side bet. Watch Dogs 2 was already unveiled this week, but that'll probably still have an onstage presence, along with a new Just Dance, because why not? In terms of crazier predictions, let's hope this is the year Beyond Good and Evil 2 shows up again, and while we're at it, let's go with another 2D Rayman because those reboots are gorgeous beyond belief. And if not for Rayman, then another 2D project will be announced in that same vein.
Welcome to the press conference.
Finally, we get to Sony, and it goes without saying that they kind of won E3 last year. Unveiling The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Shenmue 3's Kickstarter had the crowd going wild. Not to mention some stellar first-party reveals like Horizon Zero Dawn, Dreams, and PlayStation VR, still Project Morphe at this point. But with that in mind, let's get to the predictions. Like Microsoft, Sony will begin by unveiling the Neo and announce it for this fall right alongside the PlayStation VR. On top of that, they'll announce an official price drop for the current PS4 and PS Vita. Moving on to games, The Last Guardian will get a trailer to unveil its November launch date. It would be nice to see Final Fantasy VII Remake or even Kingdom Hearts 3 at the show, but that limelight will probably be given to Final Fantasy 15 and its myriad of spin-offs. The next God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Detroit will all have a stage presence. Finally, Crash Bandicoot isn't coming back in a new game. Rather, the first 3 games will be repackaged in a PS4 collection to celebrate its 20th anniversary this September. And that's it! Those are all of my reviews and predictions for this E3. I am so looking forward to it. I'll be covering the show each and every single day for all the big conferences and the news that trickles out below, so of course pay attention to my channel, and of course all my write-ups on Examiner.com. And until then, see ya!
We'd like to thank you all for your time this evening. We hope that our array of entertainment ignites your imagination and continues to fuel your love for gaming.
Hey, did you know that you're watching the Reaction Examiner YouTube channel? That's me! You should subscribe! You should also subscribe and read my writing over on Examiner.com, where I write about video games. And hey, while you're at it, check out my Patreon because I want to upgrade my YouTube channel to better and brighter things. And hey, speaking of YouTube channels, check out The Misadventures of Team Sexy Pants, where me and my best gal pal Matilda talk about putting things in the holes. It's a comedy sex podcast for the ages. I have a lot of other links as well, but you should go in the description notes below and you'll find all that cool stuff. For now, I'm just going to sit here a little bit longer while you decide what to click on.